Welcome to pvtexpressnews news channel. Subscribe to the channel and don't miss the hottest news of the day. Our today's newsletter includes the following content. Discussing the final outcome of Devil's Patriarch, Tran Lenh. Tran Lenh ended after 50 episodes with a reasonable ending for most of the characters, but the final segment of the main couple Von Tien was quite ambiguous. So in the end, what does this ending mean? Let's discuss a bit today. By now, everyone has probably finished watching 50 episodes of Tran Lenh and knows the final outcome of this summer's hottest adaptation of the fairy tale. This ending is basically quite respectful of the original, keeping the fate of the supporting characters intact. Kim Kwang-dao had to pay the price for his crime. Jiang Cheng resolved the dispute with Wei Ying. Jean Lang became the patriarch of Lan Lang Kim Ti. Tu Truan and Wei An recognized each other, reunited again later after 16 years, when Nin also decided not to follow the young master anymore, wanting to choose his own path. Emperor Photographer avenged great revenge, determined to travel the world to see the mountains and rivers. When trust is broken, everything is gone. That sword from second brother Adao really hurt. Jiang Chang resolved the dispute with Wei An. Tu Zhuai and Wei Ying reunited after 16 years of separation. When Nin wants to choose his own path. Ni Pai Tang is determined to travel the world. Only the two main characters are given an ending that is not too clear and can easily mislead the audience. Some people are satisfied, some people are disappointed with such an ending, especially fans of the original. Why? Because the grand ending of Demonic Patriarch is so beautiful to perfection, so beautiful to perfection, so beautiful that it touches people's hearts. It can be said that there cannot be a more beautiful ending than that. But actually, the film's overall ending also has its own good points, is also somewhat reasonable and consistent with the characters' psychological developments. And I would like to say frankly that this ending is he, not OE or B, and of course not a say. Let me say this first so everyone can rest assured to continue reading. Let's analyze the personalities of the two main characters a bit. When it comes to second young Master Lam, perhaps most people's impression of him is faceless, deep-hearted, noble, honest, but in fact, he is quite a stubborn person. Obstinate and stubborn, this personality is born, not created by circumstances. For example, during the second siege of Lang Tangquan, in front of hundreds of heads of families in the two immortal world, he ignored his uncle's words and blatantly stood next to Wei Ying, showing a righteous attitude. Declared his support very clearly. Wei Ying is the most important, whatever Wei Ying said is right, protecting Wei Ying is the top priority. Lam Tram is a very stubborn person, he will do whatever he really wants to do, no one can stop him. On the other hand, Lam Vongko's current situation is favorable in every way, completely different from Tan Han Quan in the past. He has ascended to the position of immortal governor, holding the supreme power in the true cultivation world. No one dares to object to whatever he wants to do, and no one can stop him. Wei An has also been exonerated, accepted by the homeowners in the Tu Chan world. No one considers him an evil person who needs to be eliminated anymore. His reputation has improved. The uncle looked at his nephew stubbornly waiting for so many years, sacrificing so much for Wei Ying. Perhaps he had softened more or less. Although his attitude towards him was still not gentle, it was no longer too harsh. Uncle's attitude towards Wei Ying is no longer too harsh. As for Lam Haithan and Lam Tu Truyen, they are the captain and vice-captain of the Vong Tien ship. It is a fantasy for these two to oppose the young couple getting together. Suspected that his karma was a bit harsh, but he considered Mr. Wei to be Ham Kwang Kwan's man, so he wholeheartedly stood by his side, as evidenced by the fact that the young man turned on Kim Lang and cursed to Thiep without hesitation to protect Wei An and the Lam family. One family. We all know how deeply Lam Vongko has an obsession with bringing a person back to Van Tam Bat Tri Su, according to the current good circumstances and based on his reckless personality. If now he wants to use force to keep Wei An and the Lam family like his father did to his mother in the past, which is completely possible. But he didn't do that. He really wanted to, but didn't do it. Because Wei An is the only exception in Lam Tram's life. Standing in front of Wei An, Lam Tram was very gentle, very tolerant, and always followed his wishes. Lam Tram understood that his father's actions in the past were to protect the girl he loved, but at the same time he understood how miserable his mother's life was. In the past, that woman was once a free-spirited and vivacious girl on the streets. After being forced into marriage, she had to endure being in a cage, living in a velvet prison, and died in loneliness. Lam Tram saw his father's selfishness and cowardice in imprisoning his mother, so he was afraid that he would repeat that behavior again. Looking at his way on again, he was so lively and cheerful. He likes to travel around the world. He wants a life of freedom, heaven and earth, north and south, traveling in all directions, helping the weak, not feeling ashamed. That was his dream, his ideal, the life he wanted. Lam Tram was out of his heart to approve of him, cherish him, and tolerate him, so he did not dare to stop him from realizing his dream. Even though he was heartbroken, even though he only wanted to selfishly keep him by his side for the rest of his life, he accepted to let him go, respecting his choice. He is different from his father, he is more tolerant and stronger. He chooses to be perfect for the person he loves stubbornly like that, he also sacrifices like that, he thinks that as long as that person is happy is enough. Loving someone to the point of letting go is such a deep feeling. Letting go of your heart, your lifelong treasure, is a kind of courage that not everyone has. His mind told him to do the right thing, but his heart told him he was wrong, told him not to do that, told him to run to hold that person away, don't let him go again. He has lived in desperate wait for 16 years now. If he cannot keep him now, his life will no longer have any light of hope. So even though he thought he had turned his back and walked away, he still couldn't bear it, couldn't lie to his heart, so he chased after him. The moment the two words Wei On were spoken were very gentle and full of love, but contained 3 parts of trepidation. Wei Ying, can you please not go? As for Wei On, although he looks heartless on the outside, D Lang old ancestor ZQ is actually very high, he knows how to think about others. How could he not know that Lam Tram cherishes him, pampers him, confronts the whole world to protect him, and now agrees with his choice for what reason? Wei On knew Lam Tram's intentions, and also knew that he was already moved by him, perhaps he had been in love with him since he was 15 years old. Before, when everyone was afraid to flatter me, you were the only one who scolded me. But now, when everyone just wants me to die, hates me, and spits on me, you are the only one standing by my side. Lam Tram, I respect you. In this life, I only need one soulmate, that's more than enough. He also understood who his true feelings were for, so in the final scene, on that blue hill, when the two seemed to have gone opposite directions, Wei On still couldn't go. He stopped, and played the flute. What card to play? Vong Tien. That love song, that legendary song, that full of emotions, Wei On is remembering the time he spent with Lam Tram, remembering the memories of the two of them, remembering how Ham Quan Quan was for him. What do you do for him? The moment the whole world turned into a light bulb, did Tien Doc think Kim Lan Dai was bright enough tonight? Even he couldn't let go of him, he couldn't let go of this fateful relationship. Sometimes people have to try losing something to appreciate it. The moment Lam Tram was no longer by his side, Wei On realized how important Lam Tram was to him. In his first life, Wei On became an orphan 3 times. When he was young, he wandered alone in the streets and alleys of the market. When he grew up, he walked on a wooden bridge to practice evil ways, and finally suffered a tragic death in Bat to Sky. Wei On thought he was used to loneliness, but the moment he was at Kim Lan Dai, he realized he always had Lam Tram by his side to protect him, facing the wind and rain with him, he was surprised and happy. Position. The pain of falling from a tree many times will get used to it, but having someone to help you is still good. You might think that your heart is stone, but in the end you're still a person, not a tree or plant. Wei On himself once thought like that. In this world, how could anyone be stupid enough to be loved but choose to be lonely? When Wei On played the flute, his eyes were very sad, very confused, and mixed with a bit of regret. The sound of the flute sounded like his unstable mood at that time. He already knew who the owner of his heart was, so perhaps at that moment he realized that this world is not that important, the sky is high, the sea is wide, the mountains and rivers are vast, but there will be no second person in the world. I devoted all my heart to loving and understanding him like Lam Vong Company. Having been lonely for a lifetime, would you still choose such a life in this lifetime? Of course not. Wei On is so smart, so respectful and loyal, he chose the best answer. Lam Tram's people are Wei On. Wei On's world, from now on, only has Lam Tram. The moment he heard the familiar words Nguan, Wei Yan's eyes were very similar to the expression at Kim Lan Dai that day. There was initial surprise, then gradually turned to extreme happiness. Lam Tram needs him, Lam Tram cannot bear to let go of his hand, Lam Tram wants to be with him. Wei Ying, can you please not go? Wei Ying, let's go home, to Van Tam Bat Tri Su. Don't go anywhere else, Lam Tram has been waiting for you for 16 years, how painful and cold those years were when he had no one to love. Now that you're still gone, how will Lam Tram live? Now that Lam Tram is no longer with him, how will Wei Yan live? So Wei Yan turned around and smiled brightly at Lam Tram, that smile was so different. Shocked and outraged. 1. Iba and Shazan's alleged hugging and kissing photos cause a stir and a surprising turn of events. The internet has been set ablaze with a series of photos allegedly depicting popular stars. 1. Iba and Shazan in an intimate embrace and kissing. These images have sparked a significant amount of controversy and discussion across various social media platforms, leading to widespread shock and outrage among fans, netizens alike. The photos, which have been widely circulated online, show Wang Iba and Shazan in a series of seemingly romantic poses. The most contentious of these images depict the duo engaging in what many consider sensitive and intimate behavior, including hugging and kissing. The photos have caused a major stir, with reactions ranging from disbelief to anger. The attached images further fuel the controversy. The first image captures a tender moment between the two, with one leaning in for a kiss, while the other responds affectionately. The second image, set in a more traditional or fantasy-themed backdrop, shows them sharing a passionate kiss, adding to the intensity of the public's reaction. Online community reactions. The reaction from the online community has been mixed, but largely polarized. A significant number of netizens expressed their outrage over the photos, condemning the invasion of privacy and the sensationalism surrounding the actors' personal lives. Many fans have taken to social media to voice their dissatisfaction, arguing that such photos could damage the reputations and careers of both Wang Ibao and Xiao Shuhan. On the other hand, some fans and supporters of the pair have embraced the images, offering their congratulations and support for the potential couple. This faction of the fandom believes that if the relationship is genuine, the stars deserve happiness and privacy. Debates and discussions. The debate surrounding these photos has been intense. Despite the initial shock, a consensus has emerged among most netizens. The images are likely the result of digital manipulation. Many argue that the photos are cleverly photoshopped composites designed to create a sensational story and generate buzz, avoiding interaction and maintaining reputation. Currently, both Wang Iba and Xiaozhan have remained silent on the issue, choosing to avoid interaction on social media and public appearances together. This deliberate distance seems to be a strategy to protect their professional reputations and avoid further fueling the controversy. Amidst the turmoil, there is a glimmer of hope among fans. Many are expressing their desire to see Wang Iba and Xiaoshan collaborate on future projects, believing that their on-screen chemistry could be as compelling as the rumored off-screen relationship. The hope is that despite the controversy, the actors will consider working together soon, bringing their dynamic partnership to the screen. In conclusion, while the recent photos of Wang Iba and Shazan have caused a significant amount of shock and debate, the prevailing sentiment is one of skepticism regarding their authenticity. Fans and netizens alike await any official statements from the actors, while hoping that the controversy will not hinder their careers or future collaborations. The dynamic duo, once stars of BL dramas, now censored in China. In recent years, the Chinese entertainment industry has witnessed a dramatic rise in the popularity of boys love BL dramas, which center around romantic relationships between male characters. These series have garnered immense popularity, not only domestically but also internationally, creating stars out of their lead actors and generating passionate fan bases. However, recent regulatory changes in China have significantly curtailed the production and distribution of such content, leading to a noticeable absence of BL dramas from screens. The rise of BL dramas. BL dramas inspired by the Japanese yaoi genre began gaining traction in China in the early 2010s. These shows, often based on popular web novels, explore the romantic and emotional dynamics between male protagonists. The genre quickly captivated audiences with its compelling storylines, nuanced characters, and the palpable chemistry between the leads. Among the many successful BL dramas, a few stand out for their exceptional storytelling in the on-screen chemistry of their lead actors. One such notable pair is Wang Yibo and Xiao Shan, whose portrayal in The Untamed catapulted them to stardom. Their performances were widely praised for their depth and authenticity, creating a dedicated fan base that adored their characters' relationship. The chemistry of a perfect pair. Wang Yibo and Xiao Shan's partnership in The Untamed became the gold standard for the L dramas in China. Their ability to convey complex emotions and build a believable, heartwarming relationship on screen made the show an international sensation. Their dynamic was so compelling that it transcended the BL genre, appealing to a broad audience and cementing their status as top-tier actors. The success of The Untamed inspired a wave of similar productions, aiming to replicate the magic of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's partnership. However, this surgent popularity also brought increased scrutiny from regulatory authorities. Government crackdown. In recent years, the Chinese government has tightened its grip on media content, imposing stricter regulations on what can be broadcasted. BL dramas in particular have been a significant target of these regulations. The government stance is rooted in concerns about maintaining traditional values and social stability, which it believes could be undermined by the depiction of same-sex relationships in media. As a result, many BL dramas have faced cancellations, delays, or significant alterations to their content to comply with the new regulations. The crackdown has led to a noticeable decline in the production of BL dramas, much to the disappointment of fans who enjoyed the genre's unique storytelling. Impact on the industry. The censorship of BL dramas has had a ripple effect across the entertainment industry. Actors who rose to fame through their roles in these series have had to navigate a more restrictive landscape, often shifting their focus to other genres or pursuing opportunities abroad. Producers and writers are also feeling the pressure as they grapple with the challenge of creating content that can pass regulatory scrutiny while still engaging audiences. Despite these challenges, the legacy of BL dramas and the iconic partnerships they created, such as Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's, continue to be celebrated by fans, online communities, and international platforms. Have become crucial spaces for the appreciation and discussion of BL content. keeping the spirit of the genre alive, even as it faces censorship at home. While the current climate in China presents significant obstacles for BL dramas, there is hope that the genre will find new ways to thrive. International collaborations, streaming platforms, and fan-driven projects may offer avenues for BL stories to be told and enjoyed. Additionally, the global success of past series serves as a testament to the universal appeal of these stories, suggesting that the demand for BL content will continue to exist. In conclusion, the crackdown on BL dramas in China has undoubtedly impacted the genre's presence in the media landscape. However, the enduring popularity of these stories and the dedicated fan bases they have created suggest that the genre's influence is far from over. As the industry navigates this challenging period, fans remain hopeful for a future where BL dramas can once again flourish and bring to life the dynamic partnerships that have captivated audiences worldwide. What do you think about this? This concludes our news section. Welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments area. Let's discuss it together. Welcome. Don't forget to give me a like and follow. Thank for all.